What's going on, guys? Kyle Stow with elevateandscale.com. Today we're going to talk about two very important Klaviyo updates, and this is really exciting for me and my team because we do email marketing for e-commerce businesses, and Klaviyo is the tool that we use. So there's a couple of important updates I want to share with you. So let me minimize this here, and then we're going to jump into it. So the first thing, so they've got several updates that they just announced. Some of these things are more for, some integrations they've added, and then some developer tools. But there's a couple of things, actually there's three things I'm really excited about here. So the first one is that they are allowing you to create unique coupon codes on pop-up forms. So this is going to be really useful for people because in the marketing world, if you think about one of the kind of tried and true rules is that every time you add an additional step into a sales process, so the more clicks that someone has to take to get to the sale, the more friction you've created and the lower your conversions are going to be. So the main entry point into your email list for most e-commerce businesses is going to be that main form, that main pop-up, or whatever type of form you're using. Oftentimes that's going to be something that's like a 10 to 15% off coupon, or maybe you're using some sort of lead magnet or a quiz or something, but that's that main thing that gets them into your welcome series. And for the businesses that are using coupon codes, of course, you're trying to get them to opt in to get that coupon code, which you deliver to them in the first email. Now, with Klaviyo, they have the ability to create custom coupon codes, or these dynamic coupon codes where they create, the coupon code is customized specifically for that email recipient. And the benefit of that is that person can't then go take that coupon code and then go share it on one of the coupon sites, and you don't end up with your coupons all over the internet, and they're only being used by people who have actually opted in to your email list. But the downside of those dynamic coupon codes is that when someone opts in with that form on the website, you can't deliver, at least not up to this point, you couldn't deliver that custom coupon code on the form itself. So on one hand, this isn't really a terrible thing because it gets people to go then open that first email from you, which helps with your engagement score with the email inboxes just by getting them to engage with that first email. But whenever we're thinking about generating sales from paid advertising or from social media, a lot of those sales are going to be driven by impulse purchases. And even though it sounds a little extreme, every little piece of friction can really decrease your conversions because people are just so distracted. They have so many things fighting for their attention, and they have a very short attention span. And just the fact that if someone's in the middle of the sales process, but they're kind of busy doing something, just having to go open up that email is enough for a lot of people to say, you know what, I'll go do that later. I'll go check my email later, and then I'll complete this purchase. And there's going to be a certain percentage of people who just don't do it. If you caught them right then, they're in the buying mood right then, and they want that coupon, it would be great if you could deliver that coupon code on the form. The problem is, again, if you do that, you're not able to use the dynamic coupon code, and then it can get shared everywhere. So now Klaviyo is allowing it to where you can actually deliver the unique coupon codes on the success page of the sign-up form. So this is going to be great for, again, just making it a little bit easier to get those impulse purchases. And this is something that, we've actually been wanting for a while, because it just really helps. It helps the paid media teams that are working with our clients, because again, it's just impulse purchases, just helps them get a little bit better ROI on their ad costs. So that's great. Another thing we're really excited about with this new Klaviyo update is it looks like they're improving their A/B testing on flows, and they haven't really shared too much information about this yet. But from what we can tell, it looks like the A/B testing function is going to work similar to how it works with their forms now. So you can set up the winning metric. So normally what we do for the clients that we manage, we just have an A/B test running at all times on every email and every flow. And then once a month, we'll go in, log the results of those tests in a spreadsheet that we share with our clients, and then we make an update to that A/B test based on the results. So what this does is this allows you, and really we just go in and analyze, what's working. So we're looking at open rate, click rate, conversion rates, all of that. And we kind of set our own goals as far as what we're trying to test. And then we also have a date limit just because we're doing that on a 30-day basis, every 30 days, roughly. But here you'll be able to set this up where you can actually define the winning metric for that A/B test. And you can have an automatic winner selection, which just saves you, this is just going to help save a little time and save some extra steps for those who are doing ongoing A/B testing in Klaviyo. And for a lot of businesses who maybe they're not doing A/B testing, or maybe they've just got an A/B test running, but they don't actually go in and do the maintenance. This would be nice because this will automatically select winners. So even if you're doing this A/B testing a little less frequently, this should help you get better results, and it will kind of automate that selection process. So yeah, this is a very nice addition, and I'm curious to see what else they're going to add to this, because apparently they have more information they're going to be releasing soon. And then finally, another update that they mentioned here that is really going to be nice is the integration with Zendesk to be able to do customer service through SMS. So this is something that we've seen with our clients where people, even though there's a lot of pushback on SMS marketing, especially in a lot of different industries, a lot of e-commerce buyers, there are surprisingly a lot of buyers who prefer SMS marketing over email. It's a smaller group, but that group is growing. And there's a very large growing group of people who prefer to communicate with brands through text. And they just find that interaction to be a lot more enjoyable than having to go through the traditional call center and all that stuff that you would do for customer service. So being able to see that data and see those interactions on Klaviyo is definitely going to be nice, because there's a lot you can learn from a marketing perspective about what's happening in the customer service conversations. So this is going to be a nice addition for brands who want to start implementing SMS as a channel for customer service. Okay, and so lastly, before we end this, because so today I just wanted to focus on these Klaviyo updates because this is pretty relevant for most e-commerce businesses if you're doing email marketing. And if you're not doing email marketing, then you're missing out on a ton of revenue, and you definitely need to get in touch with us. But one other headline I wanted to bring up, because again, a lot of brands are, I feel like they're kind of blaming themselves for certain things that are out of their control, because revenue might be down or summer sales might be down compared to 2021 and 2020. And I think a lot of business owners just don't realize how much of a hit the average working American is taking right now from inflation. And it's not that you're losing your customers forever. It's just that a lot of people just don't have as much discretionary funds to buy some of the things that are more nice to have, if that's where your products fall. And that's where a lot of e-commerce products fall into that category. They're not necessary goods. And brands are starting to get really desperate and just going too crazy with the promotions. And I feel that a lot of them are kind of tarnishing their brand and doing damage to their brand that is ultimately going to lead to them losing market share to some of the brands that are really focusing on protecting their brand, as well as really catering to their VIP buyers. Those are the two things that we're looking at with our clients, and those are the two things that keep coming up more and more with our clients that are having the most success overall, not just with email marketing, is that they're really focusing on their brand and the long-term goals, and really focusing on their VIP buyers. They're going to help carry them through whatever, however long this lasts. So this article here is from Walmart's earnings report yesterday that came out, and they fell short of estimates. But the key insight here is that they really were talking about how inflation is changing what people buy, and they mentioned that people overall are spending about the same. It's just that the things they have to buy, like food, are making up a much bigger share of their budget. So, and again, that's one of the big trends that you see a lot of headlines about how consumer spending hasn't really hit, or hasn't, is still healthy. And a big part of that is because people are spending so much more on food and gas that it's not an option, for people who have to drive to work. They have to get gas, and everyone has to have food. So there's just certain things where people can't save money, but where they can save money are on products that aren't must-have things. And that doesn't mean that they won't come back and buy your stuff later. It doesn't mean that they still don't want your stuff. It just means that for the time being that it's just not going to fit in people's budgets. And I don't think this is a time for brands to get too crazy with discounting their products to such a level that it tarnishes their brand, and now you've trained your customers to now value your products at a much lower price point and only want to buy at a much lower price point. So again, obviously every business is in different situations, and of course some businesses just need to be able to maintain revenue to stay afloat, and if that means running promotions, then maybe it's not the end of the world. So obviously every situation is different, but I just wanted to bring this up again as just another reminder that I think that this is more of a temporary thing, and that brands should really focus on the big picture and stay course to their overall brand goals. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.